Today we're going to be installing a Tyrolsport MK5 MK6 hatch brace. I'm going to go ahead and get started. So the first thing you're going to want to do is pop this tab out right here. You can use a flat blade or a tool. Don't break it. Inside of there you're going to find your T25 screw. Go ahead and take that out. Put it aside. Then this should come out. So there is also a center clip behind this panel right about there. You want to just lift straight up on that to get it to come off. Next, what you're going to want to do is fit your two metal pieces. So that'll go over the top, just like that. This one will snug up right on the bottom. Some of that plastic trim gets a little bit in the way. Carpet too. I'm just gonna force it. There is one more screw in here that you can take off to give it a little more slack, but it's got enough flex in it. You can just pry it aside. So it actually ended up being easier to do this part with the board out of the way. You're going to want to go ahead and tighten these kind of in a sequence so that you don't get it too cockeyed and then end up stripping something or damaging something. So once you've got those tight, you're ready to make your marks, which are going to be right there. We're just going to cut a little bit of plastic out so that when we put that trim back on, it'll sit flush. So I ended up using a Dremel to cut this. You only need to take about a ½ inch off. It's not very much. I did clean these up a little bit with some 220 grit sandpaper. Okay, so I went ahead and did the other side just to speed up the video a little bit. It's exactly the same though. Next, because we have a stage 2 kit, we're gonna have to get this hook here and get under the carpet so we can put this on. So this ended up being kind of a pain to get to. I went ahead and made some cuts. Not really a big deal because it'll be hidden when everything's installed, but it's definitely tight in there. One thing you can do is take your spare tire cover off and you'll have a little more room as well. Okay, so we've got both brackets installed, top and bottom over here. We've got our aluminum bars ready to go. You can see here I've already threaded the ends on. Just remember that one side of each bar is counter threaded, left-hand threads. Okay, so you want the bolts to come through this way so they'll clear your seats. Let's go ahead and put this top one on. If you need to twist the bar, remember, because one is left-hand thread, you can adjust the length of this, which is also how we're going to tighten it in just a minute. This one is a little tricky. Just go ahead and work it around, and there's some carpet that you have to move out of the way with a little bit of force. Okay, I got those nuts tightened. Go ahead and tighten these bars by twisting them. You just want a little bit of tension on there. And go ahead and snug up these jam nuts. Go ahead and give them one more twist, make sure they're tight against the jam nuts, and that is done. We got a lot stiffer vehicle, way better cornering. Pretty easy install without stopping for camera. Probably would have taken about half an hour, 45 minutes. I did have one small fitment issue on this bottom bracket. One of the holes did not line up super great. I just took a tiny bit of material off of it and it fit perfect, but that's something that happens all the time with manufacturing parts, so nothing unusual. There you have it. There it is with the seats up. Don't worry about my little wiring project, messy everywhere, but looks pretty clean. The seats you do have to slam just a touch harder to make sure they lock, but they're in there good. Shouldn't have any vibrations or noise or anything, so there we go. That's it.